If you know me, you know I got a lot of thoughts. And today, I want to tell you about a time I tried to put a young dude on game. Excuse me. You know, life, money, building the future, real talk, real wisdom. Out of everything I said, the only thing he took from this whole conversation was older women and to go buy some lube. I'm dead serious. Stick with me because this story is going to go somewhere. This is episode 5. They only hear what they want. So let me give you some context first. I've always been somebody who tries to look out for people younger than me. Not because I got it all figured out, because trust me, I don't. But because I know what it feels like. To wish that somebody pulled me to the side and said, hey, watch out for this. Here's how things are actually going to work. Don't make these mistakes. I had to learn a lot of things the hard way. Money, relationship, life goals, and yeah, some lessons you just have to learn in life. But there's a difference between learning from experience and walking into something blind that somebody could have warned you about. So when I see somebody younger who's got potential, I try to plant that seed, not force it, not to lecture them. Just drop something real and let them do what they want with it. Because you can lead somebody to information, but you can't make them apply it. And that right there is exactly what this episode's about. Alright, so I'm gonna paint the picture for you. So we're at work, and I got this younger dude I'm cool with. He's not a bad dude, got potential. But I noticed something about him. He always wants to go home. But he's never really hungry for nothing. Like he'll say he wants the house, the money, and stability, but the dog really ain't in him like that. And I seen that. So I pulled up on him, just started some small talk, real conversation. And I told him, hey, look, you're in a good spot right now. Car paid off, no kids, no real obligations holding you down. That's that window of opportunity. And if we're going to be real, a lot of people either lost that window of opportunity or don't realize they have that window of opportunity. Even worse, they sleep through that time where they could be doing something. Once again, that window of opportunities where people either progress or make something happen, or they sleep through it and it's almost too late. So we'll say it's never too late, but they could have had a better opportunity to move around. Their path could have probably been a little bit smoother than what it is had they used that window of opportunity like they should have. So I told him, like, look, some people wish they had the window of opportunity that he has. So anyway, I broke down saving, how to stack up before he had somebody to depend on, like a kid or wife, girlfriend, whatever. Like even how to position himself to get a house before, life gets too expensive. What I mean by that, have a certain account for your furniture, have put money back for when you get the lights, or just build an emergency account. So when you do get your house, you won't be house broke. And I even told him how to build his credit. And I told him if you're the type of person that likes to travel and stuff, that's cool. Travel as much as you can. You like go see things. Just go explore. Because once you get a family or you get too well established or you trying to chase something, all that gets paused. Or you have to make time in a way that is tougher. Like once again, when you have a window that you don't have no dependence, your path could be a little bit more smoother because you're betting on yourself and you're gambling on yourself versus, man, I gotta make plans because I got my baby over here, or I gotta talk to my girl, communication with my girl about all this stuff. So yeah, that goes back to like just travel, just do free. Basically, you're a free man to do your own thing, or in some cases, a free person. So me being who I am, I'm generally trying to pour into this man because nobody really just set me down and gave me the roadmap when I was coming up. I had to figure out most of it on my own through trial and error, through losses, and like through hard lessons. On top of that, but to add to that, I've also had people that I never knew, like when I was working retail, come and tell me certain things as well. Like one thing I really just want to throw out there real quick was I was working at an office supply store. I was going to school. I was probably like 18, between 18 and 21 at the time. And I was helping this dude out. And I was telling him about going to school, working, having no kids, all this other stuff. And this man said something that's always stuck with me to this day. He's like, hey, keep doing what you're doing. Get yourself established and be that man that you're destined to be or want to be. Because I'm going to tell you something. The women, the car, the clothes, all those materialistic things that people chase after will always be here. The only difference is they always upgrade throughout the years. And I was like, damn, he's right. And that's when I put myself in the winner circle and start taking care of myself. And that's how I attained my house by the time I was 25. And I grinded out and everything else. I mentioned it in the previous podcast. You can go back and listen to that. And I'll probably talk about it later on in the future as well. But back to the story. So for me, if I can save somebody time and some pain, that's what I'm here for, you know? That's the way that I like to pay things forward to the next generation or to help somebody else out. I feel like that's just, I was blessed with information, so I should pass it on. So we get into this deep conversation. Money, house, building the future, all the good stuff like I mentioned before. Then somehow, you know how it is when a bunch of dudes get to talking, it shifted to women. I mean, it is what it is. And I'm not gonna lie, I got some experience in that department. I've dealt with women from all walks of life. I've dealt with from the hood to the privileged and pretty. Women in their 20s all the way up, Me personally, don't hold me to it. I don't know if it's scientific or not, but this is my experience. I'm somewhere along the line, I've started to notice like women in their mid 30s to early 40s, something switches in them. It's like they get like this second wind, no filter, no shame, full of freedom. And honestly, I respect it. And what I mean by that is, it's like they still have the sex level of like their 20s and stuff, early 20s. Like they don't have that hidden like, oh, I don't do that. Nah, they're like, I'm down to do this, I'm down to do that. And they just want to just have sex all the time, Like I said, I know that could be on the person, that could be what I've just come across. But hey, if you want to go test that out, by all means, go test that theory out. But that's just what I've noticed for myself. But back to the story again. So I started breaking it down to him how to move smart with these women and how to protect himself no matter what he's dealing with. One thing I got in particular was the condoms. So I told him always keep latex and non-latex on deck because some women are actually allergic to latex. And a lot of people don't even know that. And second, I said, keep lube around too. Condoms can dry things out. That's just being considerate and prepared, And then I said, hey, I'm going to tell you what's going to probably happen too. You probably already come across this before. Or if you haven't, I'll put you on game on this. Some of these women are going to try to hit you with the I'm allergic to latex excuse. And some of it might be an excuse. It might be true, And I said, hey, this is what you do when they say that. When they say, I'm allergic to latex. You gotta say, you look at her and go, hey, that's all right, baby girl. I got you. So I said, see, no excuses. Come prepared for it all. So we started laughing about that. And he was like, man, that's pretty smart. I said, hey, trust me. A lot of dudes get trapped because they want it, but they don't come with the non-latex, And of course, like I said, you gotta keep that lube on deck too, Just because condoms dry things out, especially if you're dealing with somebody who doesn't use condoms all the time, Just free zone. But if you ain't my woman, we ain't been together for a while, I know I'm going to you raw, point blank. All right, so if that's your thing, that's your thing. More power to you. But on top of that, I wouldn't want to have a child with a woman that I don't necessarily like. Getting off the story again, but anyway, I'll just throw it out there. People call that a nugget. Anyway, we talked for about a solid 30 minutes because it was a slow day at work. Getting into it, trying to pass the day, hopefully, shoot the shit, whatever. So weeks go by. It's another slow day at work. Somehow the topic comes back up. The dude that was with us, and he was listening the whole time to the whole conversation and stuff, He starts off like, man, when you was dropping real game on that dude, talking about saving money, buying a house, leveling up, and I'm nodding like, yeah, finally somebody was paying attention. Then he pauses. You hear me? He pauses. I'm like, man, what the hell? And he goes, but out of everything you said, old boy took from that whole conversation. So I'm like playing in my head, like I'm thinking, what the house, savings, investing. Let me tell you what old boy told me. He said that what he took from that conversation was older women and to go buy some lube. I stood there for a second, like, huh? Then I started shaking my head, and then I started laughing because, like, what else can you do? Like, obviously that's where he is in his life. But here's the thing, though, about this. Y'all have to understand about this dude that I was giving game to. He's not out there like that. You can tell, like, like, he'll talk a good game, but he's not out there like that. And what I mean by that, like, he ain't getting women 24/7. He's not out there just getting women like that. So the math ain't mathing for me. Anyway, so I'm like, so now this man is about to go to Costco or Sam's and buy that family size bulk of, excuse me. So this man's gonna go. This man's gonna go buy a family size of lube. That's just probably just gonna sit there on the shelf collecting dust for years because nobody's coming over. Nothing's happening. Just a giant bottle of lube chilling in his man's cabinet, judging him every time he opens it. Because lube probably like, so we gonna get some play, like I'm feeling lonely in this bitch. I don't know. I give this, but the thing is to me is like I gave this man a whole life roadmap, and he walked away thinking about lube. Can you hear me when I say that? Lube. And before I like, oh my god, dog. And maybe I wouldn't find this humorous or funny if I knew he was a player, but I know he's not a player. I know he ain't out there like that. I said he a good dude. He don't got player ways, and I feel like he lacks confidence to even get them like that. So for you to even just think about that is just wild to me. Anyway, me and my boy was laughing about that. Like this man is really not really. I don't know. Like how do you say you want this and you want to attain this and you have a window to move around and do so many things with your life, but yet you think about what I said, older women in lube. Man, that's crazy. But in his defense, like I said, not everybody's gonna be ready to move. He might not be in that headspace, so that's just not his time right now. But like I told you earlier, I had to put a seed in his head for him to like, hey, think about this later on. But on a real note, this is what I want you to take from this. Some people are gonna hear what they want to hear. You can lay out the whole blueprint. Money, life, growth, everything they need to hear. And they're going to zero in that one thing that entertained them. And that used to frustrate me. And it's probably because I love seeing people win. I love seeing people win. Some people don't understand that about me because some people are like, you're an asshole and all this other stuff. I'm like, okay, whatever. But if I'm cool with you, or if I'm not even cool with you, and I hear a little story that how you started and you're winning, I'm proud. Like, dog, and I love to see that smile on your face. Like, yeah, I did it. I love that because I know that feeling, especially when your back's against the wall, you have all this doubt, and all of a sudden things click for you, and you're winning, and you're living your life the way you always wanted to live, or are you getting the momentum that you to live the life you want to live, or to do what you want to do. And I love that for people. But I've had to learn you can't control what somebody does with their life. What you can control is whether you show up, meaning that you're putting in the work, that you spread the information, you know? Because that seed is still planted. Maybe it doesn't grow today, maybe not this year. But somewhere down the line, something's going to click. Maybe not even the lube part. Well, actually, probably the lube part too. but the real stuff underneath it is here. So my thing is for you, so keep pouring into people even when it feels like it's not landing. Keep planting the seeds even when the ground is dry. Because you never know what's going to take root. And to all my young dudes out there, I want y'all to understand something. The world's going to probably beat you up and probably make you feel like you ain't nothing. But I want you to listen to this. Whenever you're ready to actually use the advice I give you, and I mean all of it, not just the lube, I'm right here. Hey, if you ride with me, cool. If not, that's cool too. Also, I want to throw that out there that I did create a workbook. If you go listen to my second episode, my third episode, the workbook's based off that. $10. Hey, if you want it, cool. If not, that's cool too. But it's a help guide that kind of keeps me focused, and I would hope it get you focused or get you back on track or helps you through a burnout or helps you get to that goal. I'll put the link in the bio so y'all can check that out as well. And I want y'all to, and after y'all answer these questions and everything else, I want y'all to give me some feedback on it too. And I really want y'all to let me know if it's helping you out or not. Or did it open up your eyes to something, or did it get you motivated to move a certain way in a different path? I like to hear stories like that because one, it makes me feel good in the sense like, okay, cool, I'm doing something, and two, it's a sense that okay, I know that somebody's starting to head into the right direction, and by you just keeping me updated on it, I could see. I want to see the progress. But I guess you want to say I want to see the progress in your life to see where you started and where you're going and what you've done. But once again, I want to say this: if you ride with me, that's cool. If not, that's cool too. This has been Catching Live Strays. I'll catch y'all next episode.